Well, here it is, Saturday morning. Coming over cloudy and dark skies and all that sort of stuff. Pretty good for flying right now. That cloud's fairly high and there's absolutely there's no wind. So yeah, it'd be perfect for a fly right now, but it's going to deteriorate as the day goes by. Now, where we are, where I left you last night, yesterday, the wing's back on and all connected up and everything as it should be. I'm currently lock wiring the turnbuckles, which is a fairly painful job, but I'm getting there. I've got 1.5 done already, and there's only like 6 or 7 to do, so it's not too bad. After that, I'll have a good look over the engine, make sure it's pretty good, and I think I can put the cowls on. I'm getting very close to applying for the certificate of airworthiness. Then we can fly. Without that certificate, we can't do anything. 10 minutes after I've got the certificate, the aeroplane will be flying, provided the weather's halfway decent. But that's where we stand, so nice and cool here this morning. Not only is it overcast, but it's fairly cool where I am. So yeah, and I've got the hangar doors open for light, so yeah, it's nice and cool. Not cool like Canada, no, not even cool like the UK. But for us, this is really, really cool. It must be, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees now, I suppose. Not freezing, but it's relentless. All right, I'll bring you over here and try to show you what I'm doing. I'm actually doing this particular turnbuckle. And like I say, I've already done half of it. This is, if you take a look at the book, which is whatever it is, AC 4319 or whatever it is, a couple of things that you'll notice. This wire is 32 thousandths of an inch. I don't know what that is in millimetres. The actual drawing calls for 41 thou. Now 41 thou is like what the farmer uses to mend the fence. And trying to do what I'm doing here with heavy gauge wire is almost impossible. Really, really difficult. And at the end of it, the job looks terrible because the wire is so difficult to handle. It's heavy. It's stainless steel and it's heavy. This is much easier to work with, the skinnier stuff, and that's what I've chosen to work with. Now the aeroplane's experimental, so I can do this, but let me show you what I do. Whether you do it this way or not is totally up to you. It's not per the book, but it's pretty good, I think. So if you look at this one, these are 2 separate pieces of wire. Yeah, they're not. It's not one piece of wire that's threaded through this turnbuckle. It's 2 pieces. I did a crossover here at the back, so on this end I'll do a crossover here at the front, which is simple. Pull that up. There's your crossover. Yeah, that was hardly worth writing home about. Then I do another crossover at the back, right about there. So that one can go over there somewhere, and this one will come over, or under rather, and cross over at the back, and then you've got your 2 wires again. So there's 2 crossovers, one here and one there. Now one of these wires I'll just take up towards where I'm heading with it. I'll just put it there for the time being. The other wire I'll come around this shaft and over the other wire. Do that, it should be 4 turns. If I've got enough room, I'll do 4, otherwise I might only do 3. 2, 3, we'll do 4, what the hell. And there's 4. Now the other one, the other wire, I'll take it the opposite way, 4 turns. There's almost 1. We'll call that 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. When we come back. Right, there we go. Now, so far, apart from the gauge of the wire, I think we've more or less conformed with the drawing. I'll deviate now because I'm going to put a couple of turns. I'm going to twist the wires together a couple of turns, but right up there, yeah, only a couple of turns, not very many. Yeah, that'll probably do. Then, yeah, I can go take it from there. I can come down that way. Somewhere. No, I've got to get through there somewhere. There. And that's coming down. I'll take this one and go up through the same location. Now that's not per the drawing, it's a deviation, or not per the procedure, but it works for me and it's sensible. Then we come back here a bit, pull them up and twist those 2 wires together without putting this through the wing. Get to about there, do what I call a 2AD twist, named after the number 2 aircraft depot in near Sydney, and cut that off, turn it back, there we go. It's tucked in where it's not going to, if you tried hard, you could cut your hand on it. There's a fair bit of scrap, fair bit of wastage, yeah. But that's how I do it. You can, write in the comments if you like that, oh, that's not how you do it, you meant to do this and this. Well, okay, knock yourself out, go for it. I'm telling you, that's how I do it. Hopefully you got something out of that. So that's it. I'll move on to the next one now. And on this side of the aeroplane, I've got one more to do, which is that one up there at the top of the cabane, where the cabane meets the wing. And then that's it. Then I'll move on to the other wing, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other wing, and this one. So 6 to go. Well, here it is, Tuesday morning. This is fairly much ready to go. I've actually started working on the paperwork. I'll show you that in a minute. But all of the turnbuckles are lock wired up all over the place, wherever they are. I haven't, on the engine side, I haven't lock wired the gasculator yet. I want to run it up suck any of the sloshing compound out of the fuel tanks and capture it in the gascolator. Then I'll take the gascolator out and clean the screen and everything else, then lock wire it in place. So everything else here looks like it's ready to go. We'll go through a startup. Now this, mind you, this hasn't been run for probably the best part of 2 months. Yeah, so this is certainly a cold start. So let's have a look how we go. Right, this is what we've got to do to check the engine. Oil tank lives in here on the behind the firewall, on the inside of the firewall. This is the oil tank cap. And in here is the dipstick. Here's the oil level here, and that says to me that it's about 6 litres. Or for those in the US, that'd be about 6 quarts. 1.25 litres, near as damn it is to swearing, you know. I mean, that's pretty close. So that's amazing, because the engine hasn't been leaking oil and the tank's still full. I don't know where that leads us. Let's see. Next thing we need to do, obviously, is make sure the switches are off. Treat it as a magneto, and the power is off, the switches are off, and the fuel. We might actually turn the fuel on. It won't hurt to go down and fill up the carburetor. And I'll switch it to the left tank. And mind you, I only put 4 litres in each tank. We'll check the gascolator first. Yep, we've got fuel coming out of the gascolator. So fuel's getting to there, and I've got to assume that it's going to the carburetor. Can you sort of see the prop? I'll bring you back this way a little bit. We need to turn the engine over quite a few turns to make sure we've got no oil sitting in the lower cylinders. I don't know whether you can pick up on that. And there's a ton of oil coming out of the left-hand exhaust pipe. That's okay. We'll just let it go. I'm not trying to save oil at this point in time. Can you see these 2 little drains here? There's a ball bearing in there that gets sucked up and seals this intake drain off. Well, we want to make sure that's down, because oil's going to come out of there shortly. And the same with this side. Okay, the oil stopped running out of that exhaust pipe and started dripping. Let's go a bit further. Oil in the exhaust is really not a major issue. It's oil in the inlet that's a major issue, because that gets sucked into the cylinder and does engine damage once it gets inside. And from damage, I mean, could do a number of things. Could bend the connecting rod. This is not fighting me, by the way. This propeller is easy to move. It could lift the whole cylinder off the crankcase. That'd be a bad thing. So it looks like we had a ton of oil sitting in one of the cylinders. But not a problem with any of the others. That's okay. Well, the propeller's gone around a couple of turns, which means the engine's gone round like 3 or 4 times, because it goes 3 to 2, 1.5 to 1. So the engine goes around 1.5 times for every 1 lap of the propeller. Well, that's sort of stopped dripping. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I think we'll call that done. Matter of fact, perfect. I'll start you up again in a minute once I've taken the aeroplane outside. Okay. There we go. Okay. Remember the procedure. We're going to wind the engine over a few turns, then turn the ignition on. So don't expect it to fire immediately, okay? Clear prop. Oil pressure's off scale high. Cylinder head temperature is on scale. RPM's about 800. I had to use a little bit of choke there. Didn't particularly want to fire without choke. That's okay. That's fine. I'll just get the get the radio fired up. We're charging at 14 volts right now as well. That's down here. Beautiful. Traffic tomorrow. Renegade 8 Oscar Charlie taxis this time. Taxiway Echo for the fuel bowser. Here I am doing the well, this is, I guess you could call this weight and balance as well. When this paperwork weighs the same amount as the aeroplane, then I should be allowed to fly it. There's the hangar from above. This is the conference briefing room and kitchenette. Well, here it is, Friday morning, and time for a quick catch up on where we are. The paperwork's still not finished, but it's getting closer. The duplicate flight control inspection was carried out yesterday. Malcolm came and gave me a help out with that. These panels that have been off for like ever can finally go back on. The only reason this was off was to do the flight control inspection on that end of the push rod, the elevator push rod. And that end, obviously the battery's tied down and everything. So that's that cover can go back on. This one can finally go on as well. It was off for exactly the same reason. Plus I wanted to have access down there to where the ballast can be installed. These bolts here. I've decided not to install the ballast for now. We'll do the test flying and see how it goes. If it's necessary, then I'll put the ballast. But that's it. So I'll catch up with those couple of things. The aeroplane's got fuel in it again. Hopefully it stays in there this time. But there's probably 15 litres in this side and probably 10 in the left-hand side. So yeah, so far so good. But anyway, I'll bring you back and show you when I put those panels on. All right, we're back in the other hangar now. I was doing some pitot leak down tests, and sure enough it does. But anyway, so the control duplicate flight control inspection's been done. The panels that were missing have been put back on. This one here at the back, the other one here above the battery box, the battery access. yeah, all the turnbuckles are lock wired. There's actually fuel in the tanks now, which is hopefully staying in the tanks. How do you tell if it's leaking? I can't anymore. But there's no staining or anything else. No more paint coming off. Wonderful. Absolutely superb day out there. Again, I've had two or three flights already this week, so maybe I need to go and have another one. But what a spectacular time of year. Today, I don't know, today it's probably 15, 17 degrees. I don't have my jumper on. I've got a flannelette shirt and a skivvy, but no jumper. Nights are cool. It was about 0 last night, I think, or maybe, I don't think it went minus. Bird bath wasn't frozen over this morning when I woke up, so that's one thing. Okay, I've got a couple more things to do in here. The paperwork's just about done. I'm knocking that over bit by bit by bit. Matter of fact, it's probably close enough to being done now anyway. I'll go and have another look at it shortly. But no, flying is getting closer and closer. Once I have to apply to civil aviation, and then it's up to the person that lives on the field as to whether or not he can do it, or whether they want to send somebody from Canberra, Canberra's like 300 kilometres away. So, and of course you've got to pay for travel time, and it won't take him long to drive 300 kilometres. Stop at the pub for lunch or whatever they do. I don't know. But anyway, that's where we are. And since it's going to be a absolutely superb weekend, you know the rules. Get your feet off the ground if you can, and maybe you will be able to. I think so. Let's see how it goes. All right, catch you later. Bye now. I'm off to work on Rosie's aeroplane for a little while.